Morning, everybody. Excuse me. Good morning. This is Cade with Go Wellness, and we're excited to get the webinar kicked off and going. We're going to give you guys some great tips and great insight into really getting the right mindsets for your patients, getting the right mindsets in your marketing messages today. And so we're really looking forward to kicking it off. I am helping out at my front desk right now, so I won't be super responsive, just so you know. But I'm going to turn it over to Reagan, and he's going to tear it up. Reagan, take it away.
Happy to do so. Have fun running the front desk. I'm glad you took that job that we hired you for finally. Um,
Yeah.
Many of you have been there, right? We lost one of our front desk staff at St. George, so Cade's filling in, and he's doing an amazing job, I'm sure. Um, cool. Well, have fun, Cade. We'll get this thing crushing.
All
All
right.
right. So today is marketing. The biggest things that I find we get lax in is marketing. We market when we suddenly realize we have no new patients and we're not looking at marketing as a bigger picture. And so today I want to talk to you about why creating amazing content can not only transform your marketing, but it also gives you a completely different, fresh outlook on what you're trying to accomplish, and it keeps your purpose refined. Many of you know I spend a lot of my time throughout the week, actually the majority of my time, I'm with patients, and I'm actually in my physical clinics about 15 hours a week. I'm in Park City for about 6 of those hours, 6 to 8 of those hours, and then I'm in Salt Lake for about 8 to 10 hours. And what I find is that the other time I'm spending refining my content. So I want everybody who is on this web, check out the new website, acueastwest.com, acueastwest.com, and then I want you to look at it as if you're a new patient, because I've spent a lot of time kind of testing the market, experimenting with what works, and right now we've got what's called the mindset scorecard on there. So um, uh, I don't know if anyone's been on there, but what I'm going to do is well, can you guys see that if I do that? Okay, I have no idea if I'm going to lose you or not without my tech guy here, Cade, so I'm not going to jump onto my website. But
Hey,
anyway, you guys can
Reagan,
go ahead. Oh,
you're.
go ahead.
Hey, Reagan.
Yep. Are you here?
Hey, you're cutting in and out quite a bit. Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you great. Yeah, it's cutting out pretty bad. Any
Yeah,
better there?
you may need to move locations or something because I can tell your connection's not ideal.
Okay, let me move shop real quick. Um,
So I'm listening in and it's just cutting in and out.
okay, okay. I can move where I got a better connection. Is that better?
Yeah, I can hear you a lot better now.
A lot better
Everybody
here?
raise your hand if you can hear Reagan okay.
How's that? You guys hear me better? We good?
Yeah, you're good. Thanks, man.
Okay. So if I go to my website, Kate, is that okay? Can you look at this real quick?
Yep, I'm on.
Okay. So if I go, whoops, you guys can see me there.
So your
Okay.
screen is not you're not pulling up anything. It just has blank.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, I guess I will go back. Maybe
If you go
this.
to sharing and then just do your whole screen, it'll pull up. There's your camera.
Okay. Um, I don't. Oh, sharing right there. How's that?
There you are. Now
Hey, we did it.
we got
O-
it.
Okay, everybody. So when you get on, if you get on our newly designed website, I'm not saying yours needs to look like this, but what I'm saying is this is your storefront. So if you're looking to really 10x your marketing, you constantly have to be updating your image because the very first thing to go in a business image. If your image starts to drop, your business is going to start to drop. And I've seen that time and time again. I've visited hundreds of clinics, and very few of them hold the standard that I would like to see as far as an image goes. And so many of you, I'd really encourage you to look around your space to see what's disorganized. Is your front desk full of clutter and crap, or does it look nice and organized? I know, in our offices, the people who work the front desk that do the best keep it the cleanest. They literally organize it before they leave at night. They're putting things away. They come in the morning and there's fresh energy. They don't have all these to-do lists. It's kind of like your computer. If you have too many open tabs, then pretty soon your computer starts getting really slow. I can't tell you how many times I've taken my computer into the Mac store and I'm like, my computer's really slow. And they're like, do you know how many applications you have open? I'm like, oh. So yeah, you got to close those things out. But when you focus on your website, what you want to do is just make it interactive because you can see here home, I've got dojos, and people are probably like, what's a dojo? And one thing that many of you, are doing is teaching classes, and you're actually creating a training center for people to learn how to get healthy. And I think that's the medicine of the future is when patients are not dependent on us anymore. They actually want to learn. They want to see what their labs mean. They also want to dig in and find out, hey, maybe yoga is the right thing for me, or I want to know how to cook. And these are classes that you're all offering. So I call our clinics the dojos. And as you know, we've got 4 clinics. We've got Salt Lake, Park City, Layton, St. George, and those are our main dojos. And one thing we did today in the meeting, and this will be exciting for you, Cade, is I just finally had the realization that now that we're not charging for our wellness classes per se, we're charging for health coaching, which are 2 different things, but we're actually opening up a year-long service center for anyone who is getting stem cell therapy. They have a year where they can come and attend all the classes. And so, Kate, you'll be getting an email from me, but that's what we're offering for everybody. Even if somebody's just an acupuncture patient, I still want them in those classes, and so they will be in those classes. Now, in the past, we charged for the classes, and you're welcome to do that, but what we found now is that if we don't charge for them, we can use the classes to educate everybody in the clinic, and then those people are far more likely to transition into a wellness patient than just an acupuncture patient or just a chiro patient for you, Dr. Jones, or just somebody who's getting stem cells. Now we're going to open up, lifestyle medicine and functional medicine to everybody. So very exciting thing. You can see we have a team. We don't call people employees. They're not employees of East West. They're team members. And there's a big difference between a team member and an employee. One of those is an employee is they're more of a liability. They're an organization. A team member, you think about like the Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan could not do near what he did without Scottie Pippen. I mean, you saw the 2 years when Michael Jordan left the NBA and went and played baseball, minor league baseball, major league, whatever he made it to. But you saw Scottie Pippen, he still crushed it. I mean, they didn't win the NBA championships, but they did pretty darn good. And but because he's a team player, and that's what everybody needs. So you can see we've got our purpose, our providers under team. So you want to make sure that people can have a really good understanding about who you are. So this is our purpose. I wanted to show you our providers because you want people to get a relationship with you. So there's my mug. Here's Rebecca, Spencer, Ryan, Justin. I mean, you can see we've got just amazing people. All these providers are going to be part of their overall healing process, and you can go to different locations. So they can say, well, I live in St. George, so who am I going to see? And then you can scroll down and see who you're going to see there. But you want this to be a introduction to who you are. So then we've got health transformation. This talks about our wellness programs, 5 pillars of health, um, educational classes. We've got stem cell therapy. We've got lots of testimonials, great videos there. We talk about acupuncture because that still is a big drive that gets people to our website. And so if you're a chiropractor or a naturopathic doctor and you don't offer acupuncture, obviously this is not for you. We have services. Now this one, we have so many services that we used to have on here, and so now you can see to the right where we've got them all listed out, and this used to be on our homepage, but this is great because if people want to really get some more details about, Serapin for pain relief, our acupuncture, what's different about that, our IV therapy, our stem cell therapy, medical weight loss, I mean, all these things are there, boosting brain performance. So lots of different services. I'll go back to the home page, but then we've got a whole segment for new patients. We've got news and events, which is super exciting. We've got Connect with Us, and then we've got our blog because, once again, one of our whole mantras is we want to provide as much education on health as possible to our community. And it doesn't matter if we're getting paid for it or not, but here's all our podcasts. Hopefully you guys have listened to these. My last podcast I did was with Dr. Thad, and it was phenomenal. I mean, he was singing to the choir. I mean, it was really great. We had the nootropics in there. We had Dan Sullivan, one of my favorite podcasts to date, Living to be 156, natural ways to improve fertility. I mean, so many cool resources on there where people you want to make sure that you're adding incredible amounts of value. And so we've got the free ebook downloads. Many of you are using those. And once again, this is my storefront, and I want you to start analyzing how's your storefront. I mean, do you have free things people can get? Because one of the things I'm going to show you is our mindset scorecard there in just a minute, but we've got testimonials, we've got more testimonials. Make sure you have a disclaimer, individual results may vary. That is, definitely have to do it for legal reasons. We've got our Facebook page on there, so I want everyone to go like us, even if you don't like us. Lots of cool work goes in behind there. So here's Alyssa Vest, our new our nurse practitioner, functional medicine provider. She's awesome. She doing some posts for us. We have everybody get involved on social media. Hopefully you guys do. You can see on the top, take our mindset quiz today and receive a free copy of your Health Transformation by Reagan Archibald. And so I don't know why they put LLC. I just noticed that. I'm a limited liability company, apparently. That should not say that. So, okay, there's one typo I need to correct. 80% rule. Remember, I've been working on this for 90 days, and we just had to launch it. So we're going to go take the quiz. And any of you who would like to use my book, you're more than welcome to. I'll send you the electronic version, and I want to get this book in as many hands as possible. I can't tell you how many patients have, or how many prospects have come into the clinic, and they're like, oh yeah, my friend gave me your book. And I had a lady last week that was literally crying because my book touched her so much. She had celiac disease, she had severe arthritis, fibromyalgia, thyroid issues, and she's like, I felt like you wrote the book for me, and it was cool to hear that. One of the most rewarding experiences ever. And this is happening more and more now. So I want to get it in everyone's hands, and it's a free download that they get, but all they have to do is take the quiz. And so for those of you who are coming to the ROF, the Report of Findings Mastery, on Saturday, you're going to know exactly how to create your own mindsets, which is going to be the most powerful thing that I can do to help you close a person is actually get their mindsets corrected, because what's going to add value to what you're offering is if a person has the right mindset. And mindsets are simply they're an emotion, and it's an emotion that somebody has around a topic or around a concept or an idea. And people have strong emotions around medicine and healthcare. Some people are so strong to the point where they would never take a medication no matter what. And I find myself in that category, and I realize, it may not be the best. When I had strep throat, I did not take antibiotics and I fought through it for like 3 weeks and I made it. But it was probably the risk may have been too large. Hopefully, I didn't damage my heart. Um, but that's me. That's my mindset. But I have another mindset where I really believe people's bodies can heal if they're given the right environment. And so I think that's one of the coolest things that we've created on this mindset. So let's go ahead and we'll take that. We have a video so that people can see what the mindsets are about, why they're important, what difference the mindsets make. And so for people who are like, what is this quiz about? All they have to do is click on this video, and we won't watch the whole thing, but I'll kind of share with you how it goes. Predictors for future success and future health. They can also be a big predictor for you being stuck in the same disease or sickness pattern that you are. So we're going to go through the 8 transformation mindsets, and this is a scorecard that will give you better information than any lab that we can run. I mean, we can run labs for your adrenals, your kidneys, your heart, your liver, your digestive system, your hormones. All of those things are very important numbers, but the biggest number I'm looking for. Okay, so you can kind of see, like, how is your mindset? I'm building it up because I really believe that I mean, and you've seen patients like this. We can run the coolest labs on the planet. We can give them the absolute best lifestyles, the coolest recommendations, but if their mindset's not in the right place, no matter what you say, they're not interested. They're really not, they're not digging it. It's kind of like when you and this is what we're going to talk about this weekend too, but if you're trying to be sold something that you don't want or care anything about, then that person is wasting their breath. And I can't tell you how many multi-level marketing pitches have come my way where I'm in a room, I'm treating a patient, all of a sudden they start talking, hey, have you heard of ASEA? It's this ionized sodium, it's nanoparticles, and blah, blah, sorry, that was one of the a recent one that I had. But living in Utah, this is kind of the multi-level marketing startup capital of the planet and very successful companies. I'm not saying their products are bad, but I have a policy that multi-level marketing in my clinic because I don't want patients to feel like there's any strings attached or anything that would that would get in the way or jeopardize my recommendations to them. And so I don't use MLM, and I'm not interested right out of the gates, but I can't tell you how much breath has been wasted on me, free samples left up, free products, hundreds. I mean, I've received probably at least $20,000 worth of free products for stuff I did not want. I never express interest. I express interest in, oh, I'm really glad that you're doing this. It sounds like a great venture. Wow. And then they start thinking, oh, Reagan's got all these patients. Imagine if he was under me, how much money I'd make, and I can see their wheels turning. I'm like, just hold your horses, Batman. So you really need to look at what you're trying to sell someone, and if their mindset's not in the right place, don't waste your time. Give them. That's why we open up our wellness classes to every single individual who walks into the clinic, is so that we have a chance to change. I don't care if it takes a year or if it takes 5 years or 10 years before they do something major with us. That's fine. I'm in it for the long run. I'll be here 25 years. You guys will be hearing me talk, and you'll be hearing about our successes, and we'll be a lot bigger. We'll be doing very cool things, much cooler than what we're doing now, but it will always start with what's between your ears, what's between my ears. So, what you have to do is you put your name in there, and so I'll go ahead and put my name in there, and you guys can do this with me, but my health is my top priority, and you guys have went through this, and you have the patient read through it. Okay, I'm more excited than ever to transform your health and genetics. And they say, okay, on a scale, okay, 10, 11, 12, I'm 12. I'm more excited than ever. Okay, go to the next question. And then you're on medications you doubt you can ever get off of. That's not me. You're frustrated, you haven't been told about other therapies that are safe, natural, and effective. That's not me. You study on your own and know exactly what treatments. This is me sometimes. You're confident that your body can heal with lifestyle coaching and guides. That's definitely me. So you can see as you're taking this scorecard, I can just go through. I'm going to speed it up a little bit so we can talk more about this. But That's me, I'm 12. You see that future health will be better than your past with continual lifestyle adjustments that are based on your new circumstances. So no matter what gets thrown at me, I'm always going to keep improving because I know how to change my lifestyle. Teamwork improves health transformations by 10 times. Wow. Yes, I'm 100% committed to working with a healthcare team that digs in to your case, identifies the cause, and trains you on how to get and stay healthy for the rest of your life. That's definitely me. I want a team. I have a team right now around me that I love. Just saw my biological dentist this morning. Actually, he saw me at 7 o'clock, which is really cool because wanted to get everything dialed in before I head out of town. Um, Health goals are accelerated correct testing. Absolutely, I'd love to get comprehensive tests. My doctor won't run them. Trading. Um, Investing, I'm definitely open to investing in my health. I've never had a problem with that. I don't see any problem with that. Um, okay, let's go to the next one. Healing is a process, not a single event. You've successfully worked with multiple healthcare providers and believe that you are as healthy as possible. So, that's somebody who you see them, they're kind of know-it-alls, which is fine, but I'm eagerly looking for a healing journey that involves emotional well-being, physical fitness, mental enhancement, and are excited for breakthroughs yet to come. That's definitely me. So um, then my diagnosis doesn't define who I am. That's definitely me. Um, and so then I hit submit, and my test is done. So now our marketing director is going to this will go there and get funneled through. And then all I need to do is your next step is to get scheduled for your new patient wellness evaluation. This will allow us to dig in and find out why your body's not healing and what treatments and testing will be necessary to find answers you deserve. Simply call us at blank or click on this request link for an appointment online. Okay, let me click on that link and let's see where it goes. Okay, so I can request an appointment, and then the nice thing about it, I can put in the clinic location, and then I can tell them what time, morning or evening. And if you guys have the software where you're allowing them to schedule right there, we personally we like talking to a person, but in the future it will just flow where they can do either or. Um, yeah, then you'd hit submit. So that's what that whole process looks like. So very powerful, and then they click on the link below that last one and they download my book. So it's a very simple, streamlined approach, and this is, and you can go if they're more interested in functional fat burning, they can download that book. Our diabetes, our thyroid, we have our stem cell book. That's going to be on the stem cell page. But you can see how we've created a nice environment where we actually are talking to our people who get on our website and allowing them to talk back to us, to tell us where they rate. We've got stem cell testimonials. We give the science behind what stem cells are. We've got the stem cell free copy of the book. We tell them what arthritis is. So we make sure that when we're doing our website, it's a place where people can spend some time and actually enjoy the process. And one thing that you'll notice when looking at the research, if a person actually takes a quiz and they get scored on something, they are 20 times more likely to read the content that they receive than if not. So you're going to 20x your ability to influence and persuade people when you have the right website and we have the right quizzes system. People love that. You just want to make sure it's not too cumbersome. So, I looked at that. 8 tends to be a really good set point, but we may change it to 4. What do you guys think? Do you guys think 8 is too much, or do you like 8? Do you think 8's not enough? Would you want to do 12 on yours? What would you guys want to do? So you guys I can unmute you. I can do whatever you guys like. Some of you are just on the telephone. I see a couple of you are just on the phone, but yeah, feel free to chime in if you'd like. All right, so let's go back to this. Okay, so you guys can all see my screen. Yep, it looks like you can. Good, thank you. Any questions so far? Comments? Whoa, nice. Okay, cool. Glad you liked it. Thank you, Dr. Jones. We can't wait to have you here the end of this week. It's going to be a blast. Okay, so when you're Here's our mindset quiz. This is actually,
Hi, my name is Reagan Archibald, and I'm the founder of East West Health,
can't
and I
remember
have
what
a
this one
very
is.
important message for you today. We're in a health crisis in our country.
Yeah, so that's the health crisis. And the health crisis is something that we send with our new patient paperwork. It's on our website. Um, we give them a book. So once again, one of the biggest things that you're looking at when you're creating a marketing message, I think first and foremost, is get your website really dialed in. Really check it out. Get some content created. Get your book created. There's lots of easy avenues, and you guys are so brilliant. I know you've got incredible wisdom right between your ears. So, nice thing about that is get that down on paper. You know, make it a goal. I had to make it my goal. I've got a goal to have 6 books out by July of this year, and I've got so far I'm at 3. Number 4 is our stem cell book. That's getting close. But we'll get there. So, Nam, you asked where can we get the mindset forum for patients. Um, that is, whoever is your web designer, Nam, you can look at that and they'll be able to get that built for you. If you don't have a web designer, I can turn you on to mine. Her name's Beth. She's actually an acupuncturist. Websites with Aloha, and she's brilliant. But as far as the mindset quiz goes, you can use the one that I've given you at the last event. You can use ours, but I'd really encourage you to make your own mindset forms and have that quiz readily available so patients can start taking the quiz. It's very powerful. Um, Create a podcast. For those of you who have not created a podcast, our listen rate jumped exponentially in November, the end of November. We tipped up about 20%. In December and January, 20%, both of those months. So it's crazy. We just had this doubling effect, and I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it was when Dan Sullivan was on my podcast. I'm not quite sure, but we're seeing more and more listeners. I had a patient yesterday, and she said, "Hey, can you do a podcast on clearing up sinusitis, chronic sinusitis, by using lactobacillus sake, which is what kimchi is made with." Now, does anyone in here know where to get that form of lactobacillus, that probiotic? Because I looked in ours, and we carry Prescripticist, Metagenics. We have one more that I can't remember. It's a soil-based organism. But anyway, lactobacillus sake is supposedly you can use it as a nasal mist. You can even just wiping it in your nose and your nasal cavities clears up chronic sinusitis. She sent me all the research. It looks pretty tight. So she asked me to do a podcast on that because she listens to our podcast religiously. And she goes back through a lot of shows. Whenever I have a new hiree, I ask them, please listen to my podcast. It will give you much better insights as to what we're up to here at East West. And it's great. I called it Go Wellness so that you guys can send your patients to this podcast because it's the same mantra. It's sharing exactly what you guys are doing. So get your patients on there, but then I'd really encourage you to make your own. Generate YouTube videos. I've talked about this before, and we've actually had you guys in some of our seminars just sit down and we record your welcome video for you right there with your smartphone. You've got a whole recording studio there. And even if your YouTube video is nothing but, My Wellness Clinic is your YouTube name, then what you can put on there is your great testimonials. You can put on there any of the videos that you've made. If you want to do animated explainer videos, those are very impactful. People watch those. About 35% typical videos of just you talking. But YouTube, I mean, it's the largest video site on the web. 100 million visitors every single month. It's the second biggest search engine next to Google. So I look up things on YouTube all the time. And I would definitely encourage you to get there. My kids, my son, one of my sons has his YouTube page is called Tickle My Pig, and I don't know where he came up with that name, but Tickle My Pig Productions is his thing, and he's getting subscribers all the time. I mean, he's got as many subscribers as I do, and he's doing videos like epic fails and parkour and stuff like that. My other son Jonah, his is called Jonah is Boss, and that his is once again it's kind of the same frame, but it's more him and one of his friends, having dialogue and talking about different things, and then doing some parkour. Uh, Again, it's easy. If my 10-year-old and 11-year-old can do that, I think you guys should be able to do that. And it's just there all the time because you want your patients to get educated while you sleep. I mean, your whole goal needs to be put out more goodness into the world. The pharmaceutical companies are putting out all their craziness all the time, and we have to put a message out there to fight back. I don't know how many of you saw the Grammy Awards, but you saw how Chance the Rapper did. Chance the Rapper crushed it, and he's a guy that's just like an indie performer. He's got no record label, and he did it all just by putting free content every time he'd record a song. Boom, it goes online free. There's no barriers, there's no gates to getting his art, and what it's turned into is, I mean, obviously he's now he's financially very viable. He's met some of the world's most famous rappers. He was in Kanye West. That's where I first learned about Chance the Beam. That's Chance the Rapper right there, and he just did a beautiful job. But he did it because he put content out, and he just put out content after content after content. And then I believe he won 3 Grammys: new best new artist of the year, best song of the year. I can't remember what the third one is, but I mean, it's just crazy. And so he is educating people while he sleeps. He puts it online, he downloads it, and then he's doing his thing. He's off to creating the next thing. But that's the beauty of technology. And this technology was not, even when I started my practice, 13 years ago, I did not have the ability to impact people and to get the reach that I do now. And so it's beautiful. So if you have not started, it's not too late. It's never too late. But if you keep procrastinating this is going to stunt your growth in the future because, the nice thing about being on there is you create your reputation. It starts at day one, and then you need to be in there for the long haul. Too many of us in marketing, this idea that all we have to do is go hustle and get patients, and you go and do the health screenings, and those things are cool. You do your dinner topics, and those are cool. You get patients in, but in the long run, it's a lot of work, and I want you to do the work. You have to do the work to get your practice built up. But maybe you can start thinking about this smarter, because if you can create a step-by-step process that creates a beautiful path that leads more people to you, and it's always there, the path is always there. It's not just once a week when you're the 2 hours when you're doing your dinner lecture, but it's always there. The path is always carved out for them. Then what you're doing is you're setting yourself up for a much bigger, brighter future, a happier future, one with less stress, and you're changing people's lives, because the product that we're selling is one of the most valuable products in the planet. I mean, people's health, what could be better that you're selling? And the fact that pharmaceutical companies are beating most of us at the marketing game, I think is tragic. I think we need to start doing it a little bit differently. So put your image out there. You guys know I'm a Kanye fan just because he's so confident in himself. It says, believe in your flatness, conquer your shyness. So get out there and do it. We talked about websites, creating a message. One of the things that you want to do in your message is, think about it right now and take a minute and you write down what's the one defining sentence that you can use that would describe what you do. Somebody has a health concern that bothers them. What's the one solution that you offer that nobody else does? And how do you do what you do? How do you wake up every morning? What drives you? What are you passionate about? That needs to be your ultimate statement. I mean, if you stick to your values, you stick to your core, you're going to soar. You'll do so much better in the long run. I can't tell you how many people I've hired and brought on, different providers, medical, acupuncturists, chiros, whatever it may be, and I find the same stumbling block is they come into my organization and they want to start watering down the message a little bit. And yeah, I've lost a lot of medical providers because I'm very tight on what we're really trying to accomplish here. But I lost them, but I also kept my reputation. I kept my integrity, and now the medical providers I have are brilliant. They're great. They believe in the mission, and that's what I'd recommend for you, because as your organization grows, then it requires you to have that much more strength in your overall value statement, your mission. Using technology. Our Elon Musk seminars are always about 10 times. I mean, he wants to colonize Mars, for crying out loud. What's more exciting than that? I mean, talk about a bigger future. But if you're not using technology to boost a future for you and to actually cause more new patients to flow into your office, then you're missing half of the story. And if you're not using technology in the form of the better labs, using stem cell therapy, stem cells is a technology, then what's going to happen is you're going to get left behind, and you're not going to be able to impact as many people as you could otherwise. So, I see technology as a big stumbling block for many of us, because it does get in the way, and we get so focused on just running those labs. Sorry, a little bulletproof mushroom coffee. Um, but we get so hung up on making sure that the technology is working correctly, and we're working for it instead of it working for us. So I think that's where the endless source of evergreen marketing is beautiful, because the evergreen marketing that you put out on your YouTube, on your podcast, the books that you're writing, the brilliance of you, your reputation that goes out there. I mean, that's evergreen marketing. The more credibility you have in your community, that's just like evergreen marketing, and that's technology, because you learned how to communicate with that person to a place where they actually start multiplying what you're doing. They send more people to you. You look at imagination, what's created by you. Don't just put something up there that's not really authentic. Don't, you can, of course, you can just get on the video. And what I first started doing, this was over 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago, is I was forced to create these wellness programs, because I'd go to corporations and I would do a presentation. They were really captivated, and then I'd say, yeah, I want to come back and we want to do a presentation like this every single month. And they'd say, great. What are your topics? And I'd say, well, I mean, and many of you know my mantra is to sell first, and then create and deliver. Because why create something that nobody wants, right? So so we put this whole program together. We're going to come once a month. We're going to do wellness topics, and we're going to really inspire them. And I knew I'd deliver it, and the product, everything was there, except I just didn't have the guts of it. And so what I'd have to do is I'd have to get in front of a camera, and I'd have to record it, because that's one of the things that was required, is I had a recorded version for employees who couldn't make it. And so I just got really comfortable with creating things on the go, creating new PowerPoints, getting new ideas, and creating wellness programs for these corporations, and trying to fit within that those corporate values, which was really interesting in some of the corporations I was doing this for. But I had to learn how to create fast, and I had to learn how to meet deadlines, and I also learned to, take people's feedback and really start using it to mold my next presentation. So make sure you're creating something and put some pressure on yourself. Fast flow your marketing, make things automated. When we say fast flow, if you want to really be, Einstein or the Dow, then you're going to want to create something that you can keep duplicating. You can keep doing it over and over and over again, and it's going to get results. That's why dinner lectures are so powerful. That's why I'm doing a lunch seminar for stem cells in about 45 minutes from now. I do it every Tuesday at 11 o'clock here in Park City. I do it because, it's predictable. We can always tell people, oh, I'm sorry you can't make it to this one. Good news is we have space next week that we can fit you in. And so they come the next week, and we have a really powerful process. But if we only did it hit or miss, if we're like, well, we're just going to do a couple of these, and then we'll pull back, and in March we'll do another one, and then maybe we'll wait until July, it just wouldn't happen. And yes, some events are very empty. We'll have 2 or 3 people, and then some events are way too full, or have 20 people. So I don't mind because I'll take two really solid people over 20 people any day. Especially when you look this check that we've ever received from a single person is $50,000. And so I don't know how you'd feel about having two people who could potentially pay you $50,000. That's fine. I'll spend an hour with them. Absolutely. So, it's working smarter than working harder, but if you don't fast flow things and if you don't get your marketing calendar set up, if you don't really fine tune who you are, what your message is, your purpose, what things are about, what really inspires you, if it doesn't shine through in your marketing and your delivery, then you're doing something wrong. And that's the only thing that you can do wrong is not be authentic, not be yourself in your marketing. I've put out a lot of crappy pieces based on what other marketers told me or advertisers. Of course, I would love to do, I've done different things that are totally authentic to me, but they haven't gone anywhere. So remember, it's got to be authentic to you, but it's got to be for them. You're serving the public. So, some of the things that I put out there probably wouldn't be a service to the public. It'd be more of an interest of mine. So, stick with that criteria and then you won't do anything wrong. The only thing that we do wrong is we aren't authentic to our vision, our mission. We don't have things really dialed in. We're not firm on our values, firm on our commitments. If you read your Kanye West manual, the very first, one of the very first sections in there, I go through all of my core values at East West, and I'd recommend you guys read through that and then write your core values out, and then the backstage events that are going on, they are going to influence the front stage. So how you market, how your mindsets are set up, the way that you are attracting and screening new patients, because what you'll find is that sales prevention is one of the most powerful marketing tools that you can ever use. If you're pushing people away when they need to be pushed away and people start realizing that, they will take you serious. They'll be absolutely 100% engaged in what you're saying. And because we have to tell certain people like, hey, our program's just not for you. So I think this is pretty good segue. Lots of different secrets. You guys have those, but I think the overview of today, get your website tightened up, get it dialed in. If you want to use mindsets will increase the read-through rate 20 times. That is 20 times. If people don't have a quiz at the end, if there's no score, they're not going to read through it. I want people to read those mindsets, but if I just put up like a frequently asked questions, what if my health is not my number one priority? People are not going to read through that like they will if there's going to be a quiz at the end, and especially if there's a quiz and they get a free download of a book. So for those of you who would like a digital copy of my book, all you need to do is email Cade and I at info@gowellness.com. We'll get that sent out to you. Upcoming events this weekend is going to knock your socks off. I know a few of you on here will be there, and you will not want to miss this. It's going to be our Report of Findings Mastery. We're going to meet in the morning at Solitude, so Friday. I believe that's the 16th. Let's see, today's the 14th. That's the 17th is Friday. The 18th is the event on a Saturday, so meet at Solitude right at 10 o'clock. We're going to have your tickets. Cade and I will be there around 9 at the base of Solitude. We're going to have your tickets, so meet us right there between 9 and 10. And then some of you are different levels of skiing. If you have ever seen Cade snowboard, the guy's triple black diamond, like he's insane. And I love snowboarding with him, so him and I will probably be cruising with more the extremist, and then we'll meet again for lunch, and then we'll go on a couple runs together, and then Saturday our event starts at 9 o'clock sharp. Registration will begin at 8:30. It's at the Impact Hub, which is on Main Street in Salt Lake City. Really cool building. We'll be on the second floor on the wall. We'll have lunch for you there. And there's going to be, we'll probably have about 40 or 50 attendees, and it's going to be a very cool event because I'm sharing all my secrets. I've got 27,000 words that I've written just on the sales process alone in the manual. So for some of you that excites you, Dr. Jones, I know that excites you with your freaking crazy IQ. You love that, and you're big fact finder style, but you're a quick start too. So you're going to take that information and just devour it, and then just fast flow it into your clinic. But yes, that's it's going to be amazing, and so we'll be recording it so you guys can all get a little taste of it. So I hope this has been awesome today. Really appreciate all that you guys do and for all the hard work you put in. I know that running a practice is not easy. It's not at all. I don't think you guys give yourself enough credit because you guys are the 1%. You're the people who really are true to a vision, true to what you're trying to accomplish. You give nothing but love and gratitude and care to your patients. It is Valentine's today, so put some love into your life. I'll be your Valentine's. If you haven't gotten anything, then be my Valentine, please. But keep it up. Don't stop. Don't stop this game at all because the game gets cooler and cooler the more that you push yourself through the discomfort, through the fear. If you're not afraid of what you're doing today, if there's nothing big enough to make your stomach tingle a little bit, you're not thinking big enough. Your body is in complacency. So keep doing the big things that help you think outside of the box because we need more people like you. Can't wait to see you this weekend, and this is going to be recorded, so share it with all of your friends if you felt like this was valuable. Get more people in our group. That's I think we have so many cool people, and so many more. The vast majority have not heard about us, but it's you who can go and share this with other people. So love you guys. We'll talk to you soon.